To set up our final step for our postcards. So just showing you my document size. We have an 18 by 12. Not necessary to have a bleed on here. You're welcome to, but nothing's going to be bleeding off the edge on this. So you can just leave it as it is, and a 2-page document. I'm just going to start just very randomly adding a rectangle frame tool. Command D to place my artwork. I'm just going to find that postcard file that we just made. So as we did previously, I do want to make sure we have show import options on. Pressing open. So I want to make sure that I'm importing page 1. And this is the next main thing. We want to make sure that we do not have this on bleed or anything like that. We want to make sure that we import our crop marks, media, etc. I just have my net media, and making sure we do have a transparent background. Pressing OK, and now I can just use our fit frame to content, and it just snaps right in there. So now it's pretty easy from here, again using our reference point, which will eventually, if you're not used to using them, they will be your best friend. X and Y axis 0.25 by 0.25. And then I'm just going to go ahead and slide one over to this end, and I'm just going to switch my reference point to the top right corner, and we want this to be 17.75 and 0.25. And then we can go ahead and add our additional guys in there. You don't really have to worry about the placement of those, because then we're just going to go ahead, drag our cursor right across all of them, opening up our align tool, and we're just going to use our distribute horizontal centers, and then it evens everything out completely. Once we have that, we can highlight everything again, and we're just going to bring them down, and again now we use our bottom left reference point and bring it down to 11.75, and we're done. Our first page. So now we just Command A to select all, Command C to copy. Going over to our second page, Command Option Shift V to paste everything in place. So you can do so this way. I just find this is easier just in case you feel as though you don't really want to go and manually adjust your numbers again. The downfall to this is now we have to manually import page 2. So Command D, again making sure import options is on. I'm going to locate my postcard, press open, keeping it to media, and I'm going to select it down to page 2, transparent, press OK. So now I can go ahead and do this 7 more times if I feel like it. Or you guys can go ahead and use those exact same measurements as I previously just did. Bringing over to the top right corner, 17.75, and then making sure you duplicate that 2 more times. Drag your cursor across, again, distribute center, and then with those guys still selected, bring this down and making sure our reference points are bang on, because if they are even the slightest bit off, your portrait will get cut off incorrectly. These get all trimmed in a big giant stack, so if one person's is off, that's about all we can really do. So once you have that complete, we just Command E to export, and then I'm going to call this Kristen Postcard -print. Press OK. Again, high quality. On this version, we do not need cross, we do not need bleed, because it's just going to get printed as is. And then we export, and we call it done. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like once you open that up. Postcard print, and then drag your cursor down here. So we do have an 18 by 12. And if you press your down arrow, you should see your crop mark should not be budging. If you see something shift, you'll have to go back and readjust. And that's it.